The file that daily I'm using, it's available under the drive. In the drive is a folder called daily SCM setup. This one, daily SCM setup sheet. Here you refer the 2023 file, 2023 file. We are working on the basics folder, and in the basics folder, we are discussing the first 5 topics are completed. And now we'll discuss about the implementation project. We'll discuss about the implementation project. How to create an implementation project. And we are using Dev 23 application, which you can access from your learning portal, this application. And here I created my own user called Krishna. To create an implementation project, you should have access to the setup and maintenance. Nothing but you should have application implementation consultant role. Keep your mobiles in silent mode. Please turn off mobile data and Wi-Fi. Please maintain running nodes. Today is day 7, right? Put the date in the running notes, day 7, 13th June. Implementation project. We are discussing the implementation project. So from the setup and maintenance, I'm on the setup and maintenance screen. From the task list, this is called as a task list. So here click on manage implementation project. Click on manage implementation project. And again, click on new. Click on new. So this is a project name, TL. Suppose if we are implementing Fusion application for all the countries, for the client, see client is operating in multiple countries. The client is in India, US, UK, Australia, China, Canada. The client has operations in all the countries. And we are also implementing Fusion applications for the client for all the countries. So such kind of implementation is called as global implementation. So you can name like this. Or else you can name like, suppose if the client is only implementing SCM, SCM implementation, SCM global implementation. Okay. Or if the client is only implementing for few countries, nothing but APAC countries. APAC countries are nothing but Asia specific countries, India, Singapore, China, Asia specific countries. Suppose if the client is implementing Oracle Fusion application only for APAC countries, TL APAC implementation project. Okay. It's up to you how you want to name the project. And once you click on that, once you press the tab in your keypad, once you press the tab, automatically the code got generated and also name got defaulted. Since I'm creating this project, it's assigned on my name. What is the start date of the project? What is the end date of the project? The project end date is again next year, May 2024. Next year, May 2024. So project is started from today and project is ended by May 2024. Okay. This is optional. I mean, if you want, you can enter. Otherwise, this is optional. The end date of the project. I'm clicking on the next. As part of this project, what modules we are implementing? Financials, manufacturing, supply chain, HR modules, projects module, CRM module, which modules we are implementing as part of this project, that has to be selected now. I'm going to the next screen by clicking on the next button. This is implementation project creation. So as part of this project, we are implementing financial modules, financials. In the financial submodules are there. In the financials, what are the submodules? Like fixed assets module, okay, and intercompany. So these are financial modules. It is not relevant to us. Let's go to our modules, procurement. I am selecting the procurement. Under procurement, submodules are there, right? Select the main one. Select the main one. Under that, select the submodules. We are implementing a supplier portal, sourcing module, supplier qualification, procurement contracts, okay, and main purchasing module also. All the modules under the procurement we are implementing, and self-service procurement also. So in the screen, basically, what modules you are implementing, that modules has to be selected here. Okay. After the selection, click on save and open the project. If you miss one or two modules here, that is okay. Later on, you can add those modules to the project. Click on save and open the project. Step number 1, enter the project details. Step number 2, select the offerings, nothing but modules that you want to implement for this project, and save and open the project. In case if you miss one or two module selection here, that's okay. Later on, you can also add to the project. And this project creation is optional. It is not a mandatory configuration. It's not a mandatory setup. So this is only useful in one particular case. I will explain you what is that. In the previous versions, this was mandatory. I would say before 4 years back and 3 years back, this was mandatory. Without this project creation, we are not able to do anything in the application. It was 4 years back, but not now. Implementation project. So when this is useful, okay. This is actually, as I mentioned, it's a optional setup, not required. And also, this is only used to export and import setups and master data from one instance to another instance. From one instance to another instance. Only the purpose of this concept is only for this one. You can export. You can export the setups or master data from one application, and you can import into the another application in the another instance. Okay. Only this is the purpose. Other than this, there is no use of the implementation project. I mean, there are some uses are there. Some other uses are there, but it's not required at all. We don't never use those features actually. And the project got created now. In this project, you see financials and procurement. Suppose you want to implement order management also, you can add here. Okay. Suppose you hit the plus button and you can, under the offerings, search for offerings, and under the name, select the order management. See here. After the project got created, you can also add the modules into the project. Click on apply and done.
Krishna, but that offering tab is present in the actions also in the front screen. There we select the modules.
You mean before the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is there you can select, but if you forgot to select something over there, you can select here also.
And what about that home page we are going on setup and actions?
I'll come to that, okay? I'll come to that, please wait. That's why I said I'm going to take the questions after completion of that particular topic. Because I'm going to cover that in the next few minutes.
Okay, okay.
That's the reason I'll take the questions once after completion of that particular topic. If you think you're going to miss something, please note it down to ask, okay? So I just added, but it's not appeared. But if you reopen the project, it will appear. Otherwise, you can add one more time, not a problem. In the previous versions, if you want to perform any configuration, you have to navigate like this in the old versions. So here, you have to go to the main folder and then subfolder. And again, it has child folders. Okay, and you can go and you can configure that setup. It has a lot of navigational and a lot of clicks are there. This was in the old versions. Okay, but from the latest versions, you need not to open the project at all. So normally in the old versions, what you have to do, let me show you again. I'll go to the home screen. From the home screen, I'll show you what we used to do. I'm going to the home page. Right now I'm on the home page, right? We used to go to the setup and maintenance. To set up any configuration, we have to go to the project. You go to manage implementation project. Okay. And you have to open the project that you have created. Open the project and select that particular module. And again, under that module, select whatever you wanted to configure. The subfolder. Okay. And again, you have to click on that particular configuration task. But from the latest versions, I would say after 3 years, you need not to come to the project at all, not at all required. Oracle has provided the provision to configure from here itself directly. You no need to go to the project. Generally, we are going here to the project. No need to go here. You can click on the drop down and you can select the module, which module that you want to configure. And you can easily select that particular configuration from here. Okay. That is the difference. So in the latest version, as I mentioned, not required. This setup is not required. Only for this feature, this setup is required. I also call this feature as copy paste. Copying the configurations from the one instance to and pasting into the another instance. Okay. So here, why we are creating the the project, I'll tell you. Instance 1, let us assume this is test, and then instance 2. This is production. Okay. Instance 1 and instance 2, test and prod. So here you have configured some setups, and here also, okay. Let me tell you in this way. I created implementation project here. And I also created implementation project here. Under the implementation project, actually in this application, we implemented all the modules. Like we implemented, finance. We implemented order management. We implemented purchasing. We implemented HCM, HR models. But you don't want to copy paste all the models. You want to only copy paste only procurement. Nothing but PO. Only procurement. and you want to copy paste only order management. Okay, select only those two models as part of the project here. And here also select only those two models. Because what we are, our planning is to only copy paste only few models, not all the models. So those few models, what I have done, I have created as part of the project. So from this project to this project, we can, from here, we can export the data. And here we can import the data. Okay, understood? So you have actually implemented many modules in that application. But as part of the copy feature, you would like to only copy procurement and order management configurations only from one application to the another application. That's why I have created a project. In this project, I have only added only two modules. And in the target instance also, I have added only two modules. And from the source instance, I have exported, and to the target instance, I have imported. Clear?
Yes.
Suppose, I don't want to copy paste. I would like to manually configure the setups from this application to this application. I wanted to do it manually. When you wanted to do it manually, then there is no need of this particular functionality itself. No need to create at all. There are two options there. One option is you can configure the instance manually, nothing but you can perform all the setups manually here. You can perform setups manually here, or else you can use the export and import feature. For export and import feature, project creation is required. Okay. So I'll show you this export and import feature later, not now. Okay. Practical, I'll show you in the application later, not now. Clear?
Yes.
Any
Yes, sir.
questions, please, before I go into
Yes,
next?
sir.
Any questions, please? Okay, good. Now, here I have mentioned it's an optional setup. Okay. But as I mentioned, there are some other features also there. It's a waste of time to discuss them also, but I'll just quickly explain you. Suppose this particular configuration, okay, you want this particular configuration to be assigned to a resource. You want this setup to be performed by a resource. You can assign this particular configuration to that resource. Select that particular configuration, click on assign task, and select the user, to which user you want to assign that particular task. Click on the plus button. And you can also mention the due date also. I'm assigning this configuration to this particular user. Okay, you can also mark the due date as well. This task should be completed by so and so date. This task should be completed by, this setup should be completed by 30th of June. Click on save and close. But we don't have this much time. We don't have this much time to assign each task to the consultants who are working in the project. This feature is there, but we don't never use these features because the implementation projects are really fast-paced projects. We don't have all this time to organize. Now coming to the next topic, sandbox. So in the sandbox, there are a lot of objects are there. First, I am covering the appearance object. Using the appearance object, we can change the logo here. And we can also change the skin also, nothing but theme. Theme also we can change. Okay, how I'll show you. Next topic is sandbox. So under the sandbox, which object we are trying to discuss now? Appearance. Okay. So by using this appearance sandbox object, we are able to change the logo and then skin, nothing but theme. Theme we are able to change. How I'll show you. To perform the sandbox, to create implementation project, you should have which role? To create implementation project, you should have which role?
Setup and maintenance, that is application implementation.
Application implementation consultant role. What about sandbox? To perform the sandbox or to create sandbox, if you're having IT security manager role, or if you're having application implementation consultant role, so if you're having any one of that role, you are able to see that option from here. From the drop down, you can click on edit pages. If you see edit pages means you have that option. So there are two places. We can navigate to two places to perform this thing. One is from the drop down, and you can click on the edit pages, or else click on the configuration. Click on the configuration, click on the sandboxes. So we can navigate in in two areas. Configuration and sandboxes. I'm going in this way. Configuration and sandboxes. Click on create sandbox. Enter the name of the sandbox. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of sandbox objects are there. You see here the list. So during the sessions, I will be explaining the appearance sandbox and also page composer. These two I'm going to cover during the classes. Page composer and appearance. Okay. I'm selecting the appearance sandbox. Appearance. I'm enabling only this one. So which is used to change the look and feel of the application. Enter the name of the sandbox and enter the, select the sandbox object and description. Click on create and enter. Everyone, you are good with my navigation speed, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you're having any concerns, let me know. Okay, don't be quiet, team. If you don't speak, you cannot get what you want, right? You should speak. Click on create and enter. I'm selecting the appearance object and I'm entering into the sandbox mode. Now you can see our application is going to enter into the sandbox mode. So if you see a yellow color strip on the top, that means your application is on the sandbox mode. Okay. So now you can perform the changes. And when you're okay with the changes, you can deploy those changes into the application. You can publish those changes into the application. Suppose you're not okay, you can leave it from here. You can leave it from here. Perform the changes, whatever you want. You wanted to deploy into the actual environment, you can publish it, or else you can leave the sandbox also. Now, we selected, it's not added up. We selected appearance object, right? It should display here from the tools, but which is not displaying here, that's okay, we can add here. If it is not displayed, we can add here. Go to tools and click on add more. I have selected actually, but it's not properly selected. Yeah, it's here. It's not showing up. Oh, so it took some time to refresh. Okay. See here, appearance sandbox object. It is displaying here. You click on that appearance sandbox object from the tools. From the tools, what I've done. From the tools, you can click on the appearance sandbox object. So from here, you can see the themes. So here under the predefined section, so here under the saved themes are nothing but the custom themes that we created. The predefined themes which given by Oracle. All these themes are there. Atom red, bright blue, crisp green, dark blue, dark gray, default, light blue, midnight blue, redwood, sky blue, steel gray. Okay. All these are the vanilla. All these are the themes, predefined themes. Currently, whatever you see, that's actually a default theme. Whatever you see, that's actually a default theme. But I personally like vanilla theme. So what I'm trying to say is here, whatever the theme that you are currently seeing is nothing but this is default theme. This one. Okay, the springboard and all this is a default thing. But if I go to appearance object, tools and appearance, currently the default theme is selected, but I wanted to change it to vanilla theme, and also I personally like vanilla theme. I'm selecting the vanilla theme. Okay, I'm trying to select which theme, vanilla theme. In case of vanilla theme, you have the settings. Default theme is nothing but default settings. But in case of vanilla theme, you're able to perform your own settings on the, suppose example, icons. Right now, the icons are displaying in the circle, okay? You want them to display in, you want to display them in the square, a rounded square. Okay. And what about the icon size? Small or medium, extra large? See here. Medium and large. Okay. Background circle shape. Sorry, I just explained you that. And icon type, solid and outlined. So this is outlined. And this is solid. And what about color, image color? Label color. Label color is nothing but this one. Label color currently is in the black color. Okay. Like this on the home screen, we can perform some changes on the look and feel. But client always look for the professional things. Okay. They don't want any crazy options. They want always the professional options. That's why by default, whatever Oracle is given, they're professional. Normally, we don't modify them. Generally, we don't modify them. We don't get that requirement to modify also. Until unless we change the things, but under the themes, we don't modify anything. Under the theme, we don't modify anything normally. Here, logo also. So logo, I want to change the logo. Okay. So here it's a small image, right? It's a small logo. So when you are working on updating the logo, please use the small logo. as small as you can. I think I have a logo in my pictures, a small one. Yeah, you see here my company logo, a small one. You can take any small picture. See how much small it is. Take any small picture and save it. And this we can upload here. Suppose in the logo, you select the file because we wanted to select our local file. Select the file, click on the browse. And under the pictures, right? Under the pictures, I'm selecting the logo. Click on open. Okay. What I've done, I have taken a small image. That small image I have uploaded here. So in the general, what I've done, I selected the vanilla theme. Under the general section, the logo, I've selected our logo. And in the navigation icons, if you don't modify, that's okay. You can go with whatever Oracle has given. As I mentioned, Oracle given options are professional options. One, like an example, the label color is in the black. Suppose if you change the label color to something else, see, it does not look good. Is it looking good? Okay. So whatever Oracle provided options, they're actually good. So we can go with that. So using this appearance object, we are changing the logo. We are changing the logo and we are changing the theme also. From default theme, we are selecting the vanilla theme. So this is our custom theme, right? Because on top of the vanilla theme, we have modified the logo and also we performed some changes here. This is a custom theme. So when you click on the apply button, it will ask you to enter the theme name. Okay. 53K is nothing but Krishna, vanilla theme. You can also use your prefix. Instead of K, you can use your name. You can use your name. Okay. Let's take Apurva, can use maybe 53 AP, Apurva. Okay, like that. When you're defining the configurations. Click on OK. This is the custom theme. Because on top of the predefined theme, we did some small changes. Okay, the theme, that it seems to be theme got updated, but logo is not updated. That's okay. Now, if you want, you can directly publish it. Or if you don't want to publish, leave it. Now, before you publish, just verify. Just verify what is your expectation out of this setup, whether it's working or not, just verify it. So this theme is vanilla theme. That's fine. But logo is not updated. Theme got updated. Okay. Now, why I like a vanilla theme, I'll tell you here. Suppose, if you go to tools, you can go to the security console and you can go to the schedule process, right? Under this section, you're able to easily switch between the app icons under this section in case of vanilla theme. I'll show you how. Suppose if I go to security console, from the tools, if I go to security console, okay, now you see the logo is displaying here, but the background theme is on the screen. It's a default theme, not a vanilla theme. Okay, it's not behaving properly. It's not behaving properly. That's okay. We will publish and we'll see. Okay, I'm publishing. I am publishing. Click on yes. I'll publish and I will reopen the application again. When I click on the publish button, I got some information in the sense because of your changes, what files has been modified because of your changes. But this is technical details. We are not able to understand these technical details. You can continue to publish. You can continue to publish. So it's published. Sir, how we will come to know it's published or not? If you go to published sandboxes, you should be able to see here. Okay. And the description is important because why you have published this sandbox, why you created this sandbox, this is the purpose. This is the purpose. The description is important to be entered. Now I would like to sign out and sign in. And also I want to open the application freshly. Maybe I'll open from another browser because these browsers are having some cache issues. I'm opening the application from another browser. We are working on the sandbox appearance object. We're trying to change the logo and then theme of the application. We are trying to change it to vanilla theme. And when you're uploading, please upload a small image. Please don't use the bigger images. I will take the questions after completion of this topic explanation. Topic by topic, I'll take the questions. Please note it down. If you think you forget your questions, please note it down. You see from browser to browser also, sometimes these applications behave differently. Here it's still not loaded in Chrome browser, but in the Microsoft Edge, it's quickly loading, it seems like. It has the same issue here also. So this is vanilla theme. And if I go to tools and if I go to security console, properly it's not published. Try from another browser. If it works, I'll show you. Noting the theme is not properly applied, so it is behaving differently. Okay, but you understood how to update the logo and how to change the theme, right? These issues because of the demo instances only, because we're all practicing on the same instance, so it sometimes behave weirdly. But in the real time, you don't find this kind of issues. Okay, but if you find also, you'll verify 1 or 2 times, and if it is not working, after that also you'll report to Oracle simply. Understood, right? How to change the logo and how to change the theme?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, some of the questions. Okay. I'm going to ask questions myself and I'll give the answers also. So these changes are, can we do these changes to any particular user? Or whatever the theme that you updated, logo that you updated, it's visible to everybody? Yes, in case of appearance sandbox object, the changes are global. Global in the sense site level, in the sense application level. That means it's visible to all the users in the application. Global level, site level, application level. Okay. Next question. Is it possible to change is it possible to roll back whatever the publisher changes? It is possible to roll back? No. Rollback possible? No, it's not possible. Then what is the way? Okay, then the way is, then option is you create a sandbox again. Whose video is on team or not? Shallow. Can you please turn off your video? Right. So you have to create a sandbox again. And what we have done, from default theme, we change it to vanilla theme, right? From vanilla theme, you change it to default theme. Understood? Again, you have to create a sandbox, reconfigure and publish. There is no rollback option. Rollback is not possible. No rollback option. What is the way? The way is you again create a sandbox. Whatever that you made the changes in the earliest sandbox, you revert them and then publish it. Now coming to the logo, so you have to ask the client. Ask the client to provide the logo. Ask the client to provide the logo. Sir, what about the size? what should be the height and what should be the width. That you can simply, take a picture of the Oracle logo. Just take a picture and then send that picture to the client. So here earlier Oracle logo is there, right? You take that logo picture and send it to client. I want it should be in this so and so height and in this so and so width. Okay. Then from the client side, the designing team, they will design a small logo which fit for our application and they will send it to us and we have to upload that in the application. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Height and width.
Yes.
Okay. You need not to tell like what is the height and what should be the width. You just send the pic of the current logo and then they will send you and put it in the application, upload it in the application. So using sandbox, not only appearance, there is something called page composer that I will explain you in next classes. Using page composer, we can perform the personalizations. We can perform the personalizations. Personalizations in the sense, an example. I will take a simple example for everybody to understand. Using page composer sandbox, what we can do, I'll just show you. So here, this field is mandatory. No, right? You want to make this as a mandatory field, you can do it. You want to make this as an optional field, you can do it. Okay. And you want this checkbox to be by default enabled. Currently it is disabled. By default, you want this checkbox to be enabled every time. So this kind of screen level, form level changes can be done by using the, or you want to hide this section. You don't want this section to be displayed. Okay. Or you want this section to be displayed on the left-hand side and you want this section to be displayed on the right-hand side. Left-hand side and right-hand side, you want to alter the positions. That is also can be possible using the page composer personalization. So this is called as a form personalization. So these changes can be done using the page composer sandbox. That I will cover in the next classes, page composer, not now. So now I just covered the appearance sandbox object. Okay. Now I'll take your questions. Good. Any questions? Any doubts? Okay. I think I have asked questions to myself. Okay. So maybe you have these kind of questions in your mind to ask. Huh? Okay. So last topic for today, it's nothing but as of now, we are working on the front end only. Front end in the sense, all these are the front end screens. Now, if you create a user in the front end, it will sit in the database, right? It will sit in the database. So technically speaking, the backend you have a schema. Schema is having tables. Tables is having the data. Okay. But whatever the data we are creating in the front end, it will sit in the table. So how to access the table information? How to access the database? So in case of EBS, we have tools. We have most famous tool Toad and then SQL developer in case of EBS. But what about Fusion? What about Fusion? In case of Fusion, from the application itself, we can connect to the database. From the application itself, you don't need any tool. You don't any tool. From the application, we can connect to the database. I'll show you. What is the navigation? Okay. The navigation is tools, reports, and analytics. Tools, reports, and analytics. From the Springboard, nothing but home screen. tools and go to reports and analytics. Go to reports and analytics. Don't use mobiles when you're attending classes. Okay, it's open. Under the reports and analytics, click on the browse catalog. Click on this button, browse catalog. And this is actually called as a BI screen. This screen. So this is the place the technical consultants is going to spend a lot of time here. So from this place, they can build reports. How many types of reports are there in Fusion? How many types of reports are there in Fusion team? Types of reports.
3.
OTBI report,
Oh, okay.
FBDI.
and then
FBDI.
BI reports. OTBI reports and BI reports. So in case of BI report, you have to build the report using the SQL. You have to write the code. But in case of OTBI, it's a drag and drop. If you drag and drop the columns, automatically the report gets generated. It's drag and drop OTBI. BI reports has to be written in the SQL code. Okay. So technical consultants, this is, it's up to you if you want to gain the knowledge on the OTBI. I don't have much knowledge on the OTBI. I don't have much knowledge. Okay. It's up to you if you want to gain knowledge on the OTBI. But BI purely technical. BI reports are purely technical. So from the screen, our technical consultant spent some time on the building these reports from here. Now, why we are here? We are here to connect our application to the database. So for that, click on the create. Click on the create drop-down. Under the create drop-down, click on the data model. Create and click on the data model. Create and then data model. Okay. It's loading. By the time if you wanted to refer any running notes. by the time it loads that page. Okay, just loaded. From here, under the diagram, click on SQL query. Click on SQL query and enter the name. I want users details, user information, and the data source. So here you have application DB, FSCM, HCM, CRM. By default, you see these 3 DBs, these 3 databases. Sir, which one has to be selected? You can select anything, not an issue. You can select a FSCM, or you can select HCM, or you can select CRM. Anything you can select. I am selecting FSCM and enter your query. Select star from table name. Which data you wanted to see? I would like to see users data, right? So the users, whatever we created, they store under which table? They store under this table. The users that we have created, they store under this table. What is this table name? Per underscore users. In case of EBS, what is the table name? In case of EBS,
FND users.
FND users, but in Fusion, per users. Okay. When you compare EBS with Fusion, there is a slight change in the table names. Maybe some new prefix or maybe some new suffix got added here. So I would like to see user information, and this is the table name. I'm selecting the table. Select star from, enter the table name. What is the SQL statement here? Select star from. Select a star from. And this will change. The table name will change. Because which data you wanted to see? I would like to see users information. That's what table name is, users table. So what is the star? The star is nothing but I would like to see all the data. Star is nothing but I would like to see all the data from this table. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now you have to click on the data tab. If you click on the data tab, by default, it will show you 5 records. 5 records. How many records you want to see in this console, in this screen? In this screen, maximum you are able to see 200 records only. Maximum. I'm selecting 200. Click on view. Click on view. Right now, by default, it is in the tree mode. Tree mode in the sense record by record. This is the first record. And if you scroll down, this is a third record. And if you scroll down, record by record, it will display. But you want to see in the table view. Table view. Click on the table view. So it will display like this. Every record is going to display like a row here. First row, first record, second record, third record. And you can see by default how many records here. 200 records you are able to see. If you wanted to see more than 200, you have to generate a report from here. If you want to see more than 200, it's a report. You have to generate a report from here. What you have to do, you have to save this SQL query. After saving, click on create a report. And after clicking on create report, you have to select the layout. This data you wanted to see in which format? You want to see in text format or Excel format or PDF format? In which format you want to see it? That's kind of a building a small report. If you wanted to see more than 200 records, you have to build a small report and you have to select the layout also. Excel, you want to see the data, Excel data or PDF or text data you want to see. Okay. Now you see many records here. Now I wanted to see only our user data. What is the user that we created? What is the user that we created? Krishna.
53K.
Just Krishna is the account that we created. Okay. So here I would like to filter by username. I would like to filter by username column. So if you go to the diagram, and again you click on the query that you created, query name, click on the edit. Now, where the column is username is equivalent to Krishna. So since it is character data type, you have to use the single quote. What I'm trying to do, earlier I'm trying to fetch all the information, but right now I'm trying to fetch only my user information. That's why I am using the where class, where username is equal to Krishna. Click on OK. Click on the data and click on view. And click on table view. Now you're able to see only one record. This is the user ID. You know, for every user that you have created, automatically system will generate a user ID. A user ID automatically system will generate. Okay. So if you scroll down, you can see this user has been created by which user. Krishna.tl has created this user. When this user got created, creation date. Okay. Understood?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And suppose the people who don't have SQL knowledge, sir, what about us? If you just learn this statement, at least that is enough. If you learn this where class, where statement, that is enough. I mean, if you have more knowledge, I mean, I'm not saying that more knowledge is waste. Okay. Always more knowledge is good, but what is the basic knowledge that is required is this one. If you learn select star from the table name and where class, how to use the where class also. What I've done, I have used the condition on which column? Username column. On username column. And what is the equivalent value? Krishna. Where username is equal to Krishna, I want to fetch only that record.
So table name is constant throughout.
No, table name is not constant because you want to see only user information. That's why this is user table. If you wanted to see some other information, the table is different. Sir, do we need to remember the tables? No, not required. The important tables I have given the list. The important tables list I have given in the document itself. Okay, an example. Suppose if I go to inventory module, under the inventory module, what are the important tables? I have given here. 5 important tables are there. So for every module, I'm giving the important tables in the document itself. Okay. Sir, is there any requirement to remember these table names? To clear the interview, at least if you remember 20 table names, that is enough. In the interviews, they might ask you, so what is the inventory tables? What is the purchasing tables? Tell me some purchasing tables, they will ask. To crack the interview, if at least you are able to remember 20 tables, that is enough. Okay. Now, I'm talking about only few important tables. What about the other tables? What about the other tables? There is an Oracle document available. So you can Google it. Oracle Fusion, procurement, tables, 23B. So you can Google and you can fetch the tables details. You can fetch the table details. It's a public link. Anyone can access it. I'm opening this link. And in this link, you'll see all the tables by module. Under the procurement, lot of modules are there, right? Like purchasing is one module, self-service procurement is one module, sourcing is one module, lot of modules are there. So module by module, you'll see the tables here. Okay. In case of tables, you can see view tables also and normal tables also. Suppose if I expand purchasing tables, If I expand purchasing tables, in the purchasing, there are two important tables are there. PO header solve, which will contain the purchase order header information. PO line solve, which will contain the purchase order lines information. So if you remember these two table names for purchasing, that is enough. So not required to remember all these tables because it's a technical, because technical consultant work this is. But as a functional consultant, if you're able to remember a few tables, that is enough. And if you click on any table here, it will display all the information about the table. What is the description and what is the primary key of the table? See the primary key. It's under which schema and what are the columns under each table. What are the columns under each table and what is the data type and what is the maximum length it stores and description about that column. The description. Okay, so this is public link. Anyone can access this link. Anyone can access this link. So by default, you are able to see how many records by default. How many records is visible?
5.
Okay, maximum how many records we can see?
200.
200.
Max how many?
200.
200 records. Okay, if it is more than that,
Need to create a report.
We need to create a report by
more than
saving
that,
it.
it's a report. It's a report. Okay. And next, you can ask me a question. Sir, like in EBS, is there any tool available? Like in case of EBS, you can download this tool and from this tool, you can connect to the database. Okay. But in Fusion, is there any such tool available? It's available. It's called SQL Connect. And it's developed by, it is developed by a company called, I forgot that company, Splash BI. So this director is my friend. This company director is my friend. So this company developed SQL Connect tool. It's a, you can go to their website and it has a free trial. You can try for 30 days and later you have to buy the license. Okay, so this is the tool. But in our projects as of now, my technical consultants or myself, we never used any tool. We are directly using the application to connect it to the database. We never tried any tool. One third-party tool is available in the market, but we never tried it. Okay, but here, if you compare EBS to Fusion, in case of EBS, because of these tools, you have a lot of flexibility, especially technical consultants, they has a lot of flexibility. But in Fusion, because you are using the application to connect to the database, the performance and then flexibility is really less compared to EBS. The flexibility is less. That's why if you want, you can try this tool by purchasing the license from this company. So that is about connection to the database. If you are having any questions, please go ahead on this topic. Top topic for today. Good, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
today,
sir.
activities are nothing but you have to practice these 3 topics. So how to create an implementation project and how to create a sandbox and then how to connect application to the database. So these 3 topics, you have to practice and send me the practice status. Okay. And not only just one time, minimum 5 times practice is required to remember. 5 times practice is required. 1 time practice is not sufficient. So in case of 1 time practice, you refer to the video, you just do the data entry. but don't do the data entry. So without referring to the video, without referring to any material, you should be able to do all of these. You should be able to do all of this. Okay. So tomorrow is very, very important topic. Tomorrow, I'm done with these first 8 topics. So please practice these 8 topics for 5 times. 5 times practice is required. Okay. Tomorrow is very, very important topic. Please don't miss tomorrow's session. It's enterprise structure.
Okay.
It's enterprise structure topic. Okay. I know I have received the practice status from you, from all of you. Thanks for that. Tomorrow I will review the practice status. Thanks for all of you for sending me the practice status, but tomorrow I'll review because it's already 8:17. My second batch is waiting. Yeah. Any more questions before we drop off?
Sir, when would we need to create these reports?
It's based on the client requirement, madam. Everything is based on the client requirement only. Suppose a simple example, last month we provided some discounts. Our anniversary discounts we offered, company anniversary. Because of that, how much a sale has been increased in the last month. The client is expecting a report. Client is expecting a report. Or else take an example of user information itself. The client is expecting a report of inactive users. Or maybe users who got created in the application from the last 6 months. All the users information who got created in the application in the last 6 months. Okay.
Okay.
So these kind of reports are asked by the client. Then we have to develop. We is nothing but technical consultant is going to develop. We don't develop the reports. We don't develop the reports. Who is going to develop? Technical consultants. It's not our job. But what is our job? Our job is to place a consultant role between the client and the technical guy. So we have to take the requirement from the client and we have to explain the requirement to the technical guy, and technical will develop that report. You have to test that report, and as per the client expectation, if the report is fetching the data, hand over the report to the client for verification. Clear?
Yes, sir.
What is our role?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more questions?
Sir, as a functional consultant, we are supposed to run the report and test it, right?
Correct. Yes. You have to run the report and test it, and also you have to gather the requirement from the client. Suppose if the client is asking for a report, you have to ask him what columns you want. You want username, first name, last name. You want the creation date. You want last updation date. Who created that user? What columns data you want. So you give me a sample. You give me a sample file. Ask him to provide a sample data, and give it to the technical guy, and technical will develop accordingly.
Okay. So if there is any issue or any bug, the technical persons are going to take care of it, right?
Yeah, he has to develop. He has to fix any issues.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir.
Please complete. By next class, I want all of you to complete the concept that we finished so far. No backlogs, no postponement. Practice is important. Okay. Don't convince yourself. Please practice.